everyone. This is the Actors Talk with Gabby Kennedy. We are here at the Debonair Supper Club because of the Orlando Urban Film Festival has partnered with the Debonair Supper Club, and we are here to interview the owner and CEO, Ovais.
Ovais Jalil. I am the owner operator here at Debonair Supper Club.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So I like movies that have a narrative that help you kind of think in a different way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I like to call it they just inspire you.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like it's really inspiring and it touches something inside of you.
Yeah.
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 Just like I felt when I walked into this restaurant for the
Thank you.
first time.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
mean that, me and my husband, we came here and I didn't know what I
Yeah.
was going to walk into.
Yeah.
They mentioned the Debonair, they mentioned the film festival, but to come in here and see all of the details, really. Okay. Now I wasn't supposed to start with that, Ovais.
Which we can, but
Okay.
it's not a bad place to start. And I love that feedback because here's the thing: like I've walked into a lot of spaces, and they don't speak to me. And when something is designed in a corporate commercial way, right? It doesn't have heart and soul into it. In this place, when you come in, you share something like that to me, that actually means something to me because I designed every single thing in here. I gave thought to every single thing in here. I
Wow.
built every single thing in here, right? And then when you think about the small little details that go into something, now in a commercial environment, not only do you have to figure out a way to create it, but it also has to last,
Yeah.
right? So it's very different than designing a home. And for me, that actually means a lot more than you know because I came from corporate America before this, right? And I was just chasing ambition. And that's all I did. So I worked for a Fortune 5 healthcare company. I was senior vice president for them. And I had 500 people reporting into me. I built billion-dollar businesses there. That's what I did for them. And that gave me PTSD.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for me, I was just giving up way too much life.
Yeah.
At 32, I had Bell's palsy. At 34, I've never had a drink in my life. I had liver cirrhosis. And all the stress was just eating away at me. And I looked at my life at that point, and I remember that liver cirrhosis incident because I was at Duke Hospital. They had just put a syringe in me, and I was up for all of this. The syringe was this big and this thick, and they pulled a piece of my liver out, and I'm shaking there. And on the same day, I'm on a plane from North Carolina to Vegas to run a meeting, right? And blood's dripping down my side. And I did this, and I took away life, and I took away life, and I took away life. And 2018, somebody asked me, and I was just chasing blind ambition. And somebody asked me if I had any hobbies. I couldn't answer that question. It was one of the most like embarrassing moments of my life. And that everyone is my family is very creative.
Yeah.
And I was just like, the only art in me was the way that I dressed. Because my mom, when I was growing up, was always like, it doesn't matter how much money we have, we're gonna make sure we look good, right? So I embarked on a journey in 2020 when everyone's life kind of changed and got flipped upside down.
Yeah.
Mine did too. So I was like, over the next 5 to 10 years, I have to do something that means something to me. It has to feel different. It has to feel real,
Yeah.
right? And I have a son, 6-year-old, that I co-parent. I wanted to be a better father for him. That was the number one thing. And then I was like, for my own life, I want to be in a place where I build a legacy. I want to chase passion and I want to be intentional about it. When I did that, I did a lot of soul searching and I was like, what does something mean to me? Right? And the first thing that came was when I was in my corporate life, I was traveling all around. Like I was barely at one location for more than 5 days.
Yeah.
Except Orlando. When I was in Orlando, it was hard for me to leave. So I genuinely loved this place for a lot of different reasons, right? I love tourist traps, but I also love this place because this is probably the first city where I didn't feel like a color, I felt like a person, right?
Nice.
And that was important for me.
Yeah.
So in 2020, I decided, hey, I want to do something good for Orlando,
Okay.
right? I want to add to this community. I want to create art, and I want to mentor people. So I started on that journey, right? And as I started working with artists, I kind of noticed that everyone was very, very like zoned in what they were doing, and collaboration wasn't a big thing, right? So for me, I didn't consider myself an artist. I considered myself a normal person.
Yeah.
I started to put things together from local artists and started with a vision and poured a lot of myself into it. I also can't sleep. I have insomnia, so I design when I'm up at night, you know? So all of those things put together made for an immersive experience of Debonair. And that's what I want people to feel, right? So when you come in, you actually feel that somebody gave this some thought, right? And I love that kind of feedback because a lot of people come in here and they don't understand it yet because it's more than what people would expect, right?
Yeah.
And I think the key to doing anything that's worthwhile doing is giving people what they deserve, not what they want, right? And that's what I try to do over here.
Yeah. The oh, you know what? I'm not even gonna act like I have something to say because I'm taken aback by what you said. That I know I can feel every word that you said because I'm in this place.
Yeah.
I'm in this atmosphere, and I've been here before.
Yeah, yeah.
So the same way that I felt before about being here
Yeah.
is how I feel now. And sitting here with you is like a completely different experience. Spiritual, may you have it.
Thank you.
But here I'll say about the Debonair. Okay. Born out of a deep passion for bringing people together, celebrating artistry, and delivering unforgettable entertainment, all woven into an immersive dining experience.
Oh, so you did research.
Listen, can you tell? Can you tell us about the dining experience at the
Absolutely.
Debonair?
So the dining experience is interesting, right? Because I am a big foodie. I love to eat and I love to go out, but dining means different things to people. I'm not into gastronomy. I'm into just good food that makes me feel good, right? So comfort food. But I like it in an immersive environment where there's entertainment involved. So when I looked to build this, I looked for inspirations, and I went back to the 1930s where supper clubs were just being introduced, right? So the whole process behind a supper club was dining is going to be an experience. You're going to go out, you're going to dine, you're going to have entertainment, and then you're probably going to spend the night away having fun, right? So I really took inspiration from that and said that we need to be a supper club, a place where people can come and eat food, right? And get entertainment, which was kind of interesting when you are this new and we only opened in December. Finding an
Of 2023?
23, yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So finding an identity when you're that new is really, really difficult because it's like you're almost an infant, right? And I always said this, I don't want to define what we are. I want us to grow into that, and I want people to tell us what they want. And this is another part that was super interesting for me because I believe that all of your life's experiences will come together if you're trying to do the right thing. For me, doing the right thing was entertaining people and taking care of people. And now, mind you, I've done this all my life,
That's right.
right? Like I was 7 years old and I was the host in my parents' house, right? I remember like for the last 5 or 10 years celebrating random people's birthdays. I was in Vegas before this and I loved it there, right? And people would remember me because we celebrated their birthdays and they had so much fun. We celebrated bachelor parties. We did all of that stuff. And I was like, I don't know why I'm doing this.
Is that because of your upbringing, your
Yeah,
parents?
yeah. It was my upbringing. So it's like, I also believe that people have very like difficult lives. And if we can go out and share happy moments together and bring a little bit of light into that difficult part of their life, then we're doing something, right? And I just did it without thinking. So when we opened up, entertainment became not only the entertainment that's up on that stage, right? We have a cellist, we have a pianist, we have singers up there, we have a harpist, we have different people coming in.
What about the
Yeah, the smoke show. Now that was a completely different side of it too, right?
okay.
But then the entertainment became the celebration,
Yeah.
right? I love celebrating birthdays here. I've been doing, we're good at it. We'll celebrate people's birthdays here. We celebrate people's anniversaries here. And being a part of those special occasions is important, right? Because I can't think about where I had my birthday dinner last year. I'm sure I went out somewhere. I don't remember it. I want it to be a memorable experience for people. Like, yeah, I had my dinner at Debonair last year,
Yeah.
and it was a celebration, right? And that's the piece that I love about it. So
Yeah.
to me, that is the entertainment part of it. Is actually, yes, all of those ancillary things are there, right? But that's not the entertainment. The entertainment is the love that you feel from all of the staff
Yeah.
that's in here celebrating with you.
Right.
That's what's important.
Yeah. Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about, now I know that you say you created a lot of the art here, but can you tell me a little about some of the people who supported you, your team that helped make the Debonair happen?
Yeah. So I'm very fortunate to have a really good team here. In any business that I've created, the number one thing is to work with people that are loyal to you, that can build community with you, right? I hire for personality over skill set, right? I can teach a
Okay.
skill set.
Mm-hmm.
I understand certain positions require the skill set, but you also have to make sure that that person is a good fit overall to your culture, right? So we were fortunate enough to get on the onset 3 chefs that had a lot of experience, right? 2 of them came from Disney, one came from Akira Bach, and they helped us curate a menu that we are just getting our feet underneath us, and I'm really proud of. We were able to secure our beverage director from a high-end establishment. We've got years and years of experience from people that have worked over here, right? And I think over the course of time, they've also become a part of a community.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the Orlando, I mean, this is community
Yeah,
here. People feel that and they know that when they're here. And the melting pot that it may be, you still find your people.
yeah,
And the people that love the Debonair, they're going to find this place. They've already found it.
right.
So I'm sure that you have consistent customers that
Yeah,
come back.
yeah,
And you know what I was going to say? A place like this that you said, you can feel it, you can see the art, you can feel the love. This is the type of establishments that I like to spend my money in.
yeah.
Not so much a corporate setting, because when I go out to eat, I can cook at home. It's
Right,
about the experience for
right.
me and my husband as well, my
Yeah,
family. So, this is these type of establishments is where it's at for me. You can feel it when you come in the door. So come in the door.
right.
So all
And there
right.
were there were a lot of little things, right? If you think about like the current experience of dining, there's so much inherent built-in stress into it, right? If you're 5 minutes late, you're calling the establishment. You're 15 minutes late, you're calling the
Don't
establishment.
take me back.
Right. Well, you think about that, right? Like
Yeah.
going out to eat should be a stress-free experience. Right?
Yeah.
I understand the value of a reservation. I understand holding people's space, but we could do business a certain way, a different way, which makes people more comfortable. If I have, like, we, again, like I said, we celebrate a lot of birthdays here, a lot of anniversaries here, a lot of bachelorette and bachelor parties here. That means that I'm going to get people parties of 8 and 10, right?
Yeah.
You can't expect everyone to be on time. Sometimes people are 15 minutes late, sometimes people are 30 minutes late. And I want to accommodate all of them, and I want to make sure that people feel comfortable, they'll be taken care of, right?
Absolutely.
And taking those little stresses out of the regular dining and entertainment
I'm
experience makes a
telling you.
big difference.
Yeah, yeah. They're gonna they're people gonna love it here, and when you come here, you're present here. I mean, I don't know if you want people to know that or not, but like you're here, you're in the
Yeah.
business, you're making sure that it's running the way that you designed it to run. Not everybody does that, so that's why the heart and soul and the culture of this place is the way that it is. I know that it's because of the heart that you put into this.
Thank you.
All right. Now, we talked a little bit about fashion, but can you tell me, like, when you come to work, how you dress when you come here? I want to know. I want to know because last time I seen you, you were debonair. So tell me a little bit
It's
about your
all
fashion.
different, just depends on how I'm feeling for the day. Right now, again,
Yeah.
entertaining people and showing up for the occasion also means that I'm going to respect who's coming to dinner, right?
Yes.
So if it's a Friday or Saturday night, I'm usually a lot more dressed up than I am today. Today I was more in a comfortable mode.
Yes.
So I went comfy, but it just depends on the day. Like Fridays and Saturdays, usually I tend to go for more of suits. The rest of the days, I just,
Is that like the attire here? Is it more of a buttoned up look, or you just
No, that's the fascinating part, right? Like, yeah, I see debonair and I see what it is, but to me, it's normal. Like, I don't expect people to come in dressed up. I want people to be comfortable, right? I've been an adamant believer of the fact that if you want to change culture over time, you have to be patient and you have to lead by example. So
Yeah.
if there are people here that are dressed up, right? Day one, let's say 3 people are dressed up. People will see that
Yeah.
and then they will want to dress up. And that's happened here, right? I've had a lot of people come in and there's a lot of surrounding businesses. They're used to a certain type of culture. Those people were coming in day one, day two, day three, week four. And I saw a slow change in the way that everyone started to dress, right? So I think over time, the attire changes. But again, I want people to be comfortable.
Yeah.
But like if you're coming for Friday and Saturday night and 10 people are celebrating birthdays and anniversaries and they're all dressed up, it's kind of awkward if you're not going to be dressed up, right? So yeah, and we have different experiences here too, right? So if you want to be dressed up and you want to have a nice dinner and sit down in the dining room, you can. If you want to be more relaxed, go to the lounge,
Yeah.
right? So we
That's
cater to
right.
those things.
That's
Yeah.
right. Now, how do we reserve a table here?
Open table is
Open
the
table.
easiest way to reserve a table here, and
Okay.
then I actually run our Instagram account. So if you're reaching out through there, you're working through me.
Okay, that's good to know. Good to know. All right, Ovais. Now, should we be looking for another debonair coming soon? Do you think you could ever duplicate something like this?
This is the smallest part of a bigger plan.
Okay.
Yeah. So Debonair is part of a universe that we're trying to create, right? We're going to be developing out.
Oh, my mind just went like
So
seriously.
remember I said legacy
Yeah.
earlier, right? And also there are little things that I've already told you that will kind of make sense. I am a person that is chasing passion right now, but driven by ambition, right? I build billion-dollar businesses, so I'm not going to put my time into anything that doesn't have that leeway.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is this. To me, the next kind of change in people's life should come from the way they experience entertainment, period, right? Debonair is part of an interactive dining, interactive health, and interactive entertainment experience. So this is our first phase of the build, which was interactive dining, right? We are working on interactive health, which is going to be in this building, and we're working on interactive entertainment, which is also going to be in this building. Now, once that model is created over here, we want to expand to different markets. And the thought process is I'm very intentional about the fact that this is downtown and this is an office building, right?
Okay.
If you take a look at the uh, the runway of the next 5 to 10 years, what's happening to workers, right? They're all going home. Telecommuting is a thing now. And office space is getting depressed. So there needs to be models that are flexible enough to come into those office spaces, right? And revitalize those office spaces and make them viable businesses again. And I think for us, having a dining model, an entertainment model, a health model will help us do that. And it's all going to be centered around this, right? Like it has to come from the heart, right? That's number one for us. And then it has to give people, again, what they deserve over what they want. And that's what we want to do. And AI is the next thing.
Yeah.
So we are really tapping into AI and helping us build a lot of these experiences.
Yeah. For me, I'm an actress, and as you're explaining your ambitions, I feel that. So I'm like, I don't know, an emotional person or something, but I believe in what you're saying,
Thank
and I
you.
know how it is when you have
Yeah.
a dream and you're building
Yeah.
something. So, hats off to you,
Thank you.
right?
Thank you.
I have one more question for
Sure.
you. All right. If you could give advice to an entrepreneur or a young chef who is looking to do what you do, start a business, create a concept, and build something of their own, what advice would you give?
I've thought about this a lot because I get this question asked a lot. I don't know if I have the right answer for it. My personal advice is this. I think when you're first starting off, everyone is chasing ambition, which is within a box, right? I want to go do this because people say that this is where the money is, right? I
Yeah.
think if you leave that to the side and you care about being a good person and you base your business values around that, I would say first get educated, right? Learn how to run a business and then run that business by being a good person, right? So work on both sides of yourself, on your on your mental intelligence, on your IQ and your EQ, right? Both of those have to align for you to be able to do something that's worth doing. Me, I don't take a look at this as a business. I take a look at this as a responsibility that I have to 60 people that work for me,
Yeah.
right? So every day I come in, I'm like, yeah, there's a business around it, but I have to take care of them. And that's what matters to me. That's number one. Number two is I want to serve our community, right? So I am serving our people, serving our community, and I'm doing that with the knowledge of business that I've acquired over the last 20 to 30 years. And if you can put those two things together, then I think success follows, right? I think people are oftentimes their goals are monetary goals of success, right? And I think that's where people go wrong, because if you chase monetary goals of success, you're missing out on what reality can really mean for you, right? And for me, reality is serving people.
Ovais, you got something in there. Oh my goodness. And I hope that the viewers can feel that and they connect with that and they connect with you, because this is a movement here happening. Ovais, let the people know where they can find out more information about the Debonair.
Absolutely. So again, Instagram is the easiest place to find it. We are on Google, and then we have a website, which is debonairorlando.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for having me at this beautiful establishment, your beautiful work of art, and keep going. Keep that inside of you, whatever is in there that is driving you in your heart. More, please.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ovais.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.